Hi there, and welcome to the Wilderness ASMR. We are going on a hike along the western edge of Helvellyn to see some of the spectacular waterfalls. If you want to check out my Instagram account, go to the_wilderness_ASMR. My TikTok account is The Wilderness ASMR. Helvellyn, possibly meaning pale yellow moorland, is a mountain in the English Lake District, the highest point of the Helvellyn Range, a north-south line of mountains, the North Ambleside, between the lakes of Fernmere and Ullswater. Helvellyn is the third highest point both in England and in the Lake District, and access to Helvellyn is easier than the two other higher peaks of Scafell Pike and Scafell. Its elevation is 950 metres, or 3,108 feet. Its prominence is 712 metres, or 2,336 feet. Scenery includes 3 deep glacial coves and 2 sharp, topped ridges on the eastern side. Helvellyn was one of the earliest fells to prove popular with walkers and explorers, beginning especially in the late 18th century. Among the earliest visitors to Helvellyn were the poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge and William Wordsworth, both of whom lived nearby at one period. Many routes up the mountain are possible, so that it may be approachable from all directions. The volcanic rocks of which the mountain is made were formed in the caldera of an ancient volcano, many of them in violently explosive eruptions about 450 million years ago, during the Ordovician period. During the last ice age, these rocks were carved by glaciers to create the landforms we see today. Since the end of the last ice age, small populations of Arctic alpine plants have survived in favourable spots on rock ledges high in the eastern coves. Rare to Britain species of alpine butterflies, the mountain ringlet, also lives on and around Helvellyn. Mineral veins, some deposits of the lead ore galena, do exist within Helvellyn's rocks, but attempts to find sufficient quantities of lead to be worth mining have not been successful. The top of Helvellyn is a broad plateau, trending roughly from northwest to southeast for about a kilometre between Lower Man and the start of Striding Edge. Throughout this distance, it remains more than 900 metres high. To the west, the ground drops gently at first, but then more steeply down to Fernmere, while on the eastern side, 3 deep glacial coves, each backed by high cliffs, are separated by 2 spectacular sharp ridges. The middle of these coves contains red tarn. Streams on the western side drain directly into Fernmere, apart from Helvellyn Gill, which flows into a parallel valley to the east of Great Howe and empties into St. John's Beck. Like much of the main ridge of the range, Helvellyn stands on the watershed between Fernmere and the Derwent River system to the west, and Ullswater and the Eden River system to the east. However, when Fernmere Reservoir was built, a leat was constructed to capture the water of Helvellyn Gill, so that it is now directed into the reservoir. A never-failing spring called Brown Brick Well exists 90 metres below the summit of Helvellyn, about 500 metres due west of the highest point, at the head of Whelpside Gill. In the 19th century, a leat was constructed to direct the water of the spring into the gill to its north to serve the needs of the Helvellyn mine further down. This lead has now fallen into disuse. The gill it led to is not named on any map, but some authors have referred to it as Mines Gill. Water from Brown Cove and Red Tarn unite below Catstyle Camp to form Glen Riding Beck, which flows through Glen Riding Village to the lake, whilst Nethermost Cove drains into the same lake via Grisdale Beck and Patherdale Village. Red Tarn, enclosed between Striding Edge and Swirl Edge, is about 25 metres deep, but in the mid-19th century a dam was built to increase its capacity and supply the needs of Greenside Mine near Glen Riding. That dam has now gone, but the tarn has returned to its natural size. It contains a brown trout and skelly, a species of whitefish found in only 4 bodies of water in the Lake District. These provided water to generate hydroelectric power for the lead mine. A second reservoir was built around 1860 in Brown Cove, between Swirl Edge and the Lower Man, along with one further down the valley in Keppel Cove. The dam in Keppel Cove is still in place, but the water now leaks through its base. The remains of the dam in Brown Cove can be seen, but again water leaks freely through it. It is unclear whether there ever was a natural tarn in Brown Cove. Guidebook writers before 1860 refer only to Keppel Cove Tarn to the north of Swirl Edge. Thank you for watching The Wilderness ASMR.